Make the following thought experiment. Imagine a hypothetical future where perfect humanoid robots are combined with artificial general intelligence that is as independent as any real person. The robots are expensive, but only cost as much as an average worker's annual salary, and their ongoing maintenance and energy costs are less than $1 an hour. This is basically the ultimate piece of capital for organisations to invest in, and they would, because it effectively pays for itself after the first year. Slowly, companies would replace all of their workers with these machines, and the companies that didn't adopt or couldn't afford the investment would be outcompeted by these organisations that could, and can now offer cheaper goods and services because they don't have to pay wages. In this hypothetical, let's say it only takes a decade before unemployment reaches 100%, and nobody can find work because it's simply more competitive to get machines to do all the tasks that people do. People will have to rely on welfare to afford anything. In the short term, this could be funded by taxes raised on the new super productive, fully automated companies, but in the long term, it will be a real challenge to get companies to continue paying taxes. Without the need to access a labour force, companies could set up their operations in whatever country gave them the best deal on their taxes. This would create a race towards the bottom and make it extremely difficult for welfare to be funded through regular tax revenues. Governments could also tax the third factor of production, which is land. The fully automated companies are still going to need room to harvest resources and conduct their operations, but this will be difficult without also taxing the rest of the population that doesn't have a job but just needs somewhere to live. Eventually, if profit-driven companies can replace their entire workforce with machines, then large parts of the population will have very limited or no income at all, which kinda sounds like it defeats the purpose, because then who will the companies sell their goods and services to make profits in the first place? Well, they can sell them to the few people that own the companies. If someone owned an army of machines, they could just directly get those machines to produce anything they wanted. Chances are the machine owners in this hypothetical future would still use markets to trade goods and services amongst themselves, but there would be no need for the unemployed masses to be involved in this exchange of value at all, because they provide no value to trade with. The goods and services that these companies produce would slowly shift from everyday consumer products to extremely high-end goods demanded by the tiny share of people in the world that own enough of the companies to live off dividends. The lives of these people would become extraordinarily luxurious, just the same as the lives of billionaires today would be unthinkable to even the greatest kings and business tycoons of a century ago. But for everybody else, it could get pretty bleak. In the most extreme version of this hypothetical, people would just starve to death because there's no economic incentive to provide them with even basic essentials. Now, call me an optimist, but I don't think it will come to that.